Hi, welcome back to Comic Book Gallery. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? Today's video is what's in the box. So let's get on with it. Now, I gotta say that this person really overdid it with the packing because this took me a second to cut through. And so when I get my box, I always, first of all, I go through it just because I want to make sure that it's in the condition, and I'm not too much into the whole, oh, what did I get, blah, blah, blah. But this is how it was packaged, and I'm like, so then I had to cut through all that. And I was like, man, did I order like $5,000 book or something crazy? Not yet. Okay, and then he had, okay, so right here, this was fine. And then he had it in here. I was just like, there's like so much stuff to cut through. But we did it. Okay. So I even looked through some of the books just to make sure it was like he said. So I bought this little mini-series run, and I want to say with shipping, I got it for like $30, around 30. So, or maybe it was a little bit cheaper. I think it was like 25. Like somewhere, all I know is I got this really cheap. There wasn't that many bidders on this, and I was just kind of shocked. And they also had it like early in the morning too. So, even though you're in the East Coast or wherever, don't, have bids end at like, I don't know, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 4 o'clock Pacific Coast. Those are probably like really prime time. Sunday kind of doesn't matter, but and I'm just saying this too as an eBay, somebody who used to sell on eBay consistently, that you need to find your prime times, because if not, items that would normally go higher, which this one should have, um, just didn't. So as you can see here, I have X-Men 280, and I do want to collect the first run, and I'm mostly concentrated on from like 94 up to 500, because it's like, X-Men 1, it's just a little bit too pricey for me. And it's like, even in really bad shape, I'm just like, I don't know. There are other things I might want to do with that money. So when you find yourself like a new comic book collector, and I'm not a new comic book collector, I've been collecting on and off since 80 something, and you find that you're going to always have different priorities. Like right now, I'm in the comic book, so my priority is my disposable income is going towards comic books. But who knows, in a year or two that might change. But my common goal of collecting this run is not. So there. I kind of got lost in a train of thought there. What I was trying to say is, so my point is being is like, you don't know where you're gonna be at a year or two from now when it comes to like comic book collecting. So like have like goals that you want, and then stick to them. And then that way, if you leave collecting for a while and you come back, at least you have the books that you wanted at that time, because the longer you wait and then you come back, those books have shot up in price. So that's why I won't have X-Men #1. All right, but I do have Giant Size X-Men #1, and my goal is to get Hulk 81 in whatever condition. So, all right. So 280, 281. I mean, I really do like the art on this cover, the action. It's all there. And we're leading up to You know who. Oh, yeah. Bishop 282. So maybe I did get this for around 30 with shipping, but I still consider this a good deal. So I'm trying to give you guys a pretty good look. Like, he kept these, like, I gotta replace this bag, but other than that, and that's why I opened it too, because I did want to see the condition. So for me, picking up a Bishop in raw copper, I mean, look at that. You know, I gotta be super careful. Notice how I'm pushing this out. And I'm gonna replace the bag, but so now you get even a closer look. So I think with the press and the cleaning, this probably has a good shot at making a 9. At least. Maybe up to a 9.6. I don't know about a 9.8. And the reason I don't know about a 9.8 is because here, let the natural light hit it. I mean, the pages are close to being white, but, you know, they're like right there. I don't know if you can see that, but like you see that discoloration, and a pressing should take out all these little, but right there's a little browning right there that's starting. So that should be a ding, or that will be a ding. You know, but overall, you know, a little bit of browning right there. So that's why I think this book is going to be at least a 9. And so when you're buying raw books, don't ever take the person who goes like, this is near mint, because sometimes these sellers, they really don't know what near mint means. And in this case, he's probably correct because most of his books are like this. So that's why I took a shot, like I'm looking at it and I'm trying to zoom in as much as I can. So for me, getting a probably at least a 9, maybe a 9.6 if I'm lucky, maybe a 9.4, somewhere in there for $30. I consider that pretty good. Plus, I got the rest of this little run here. And Bishop's a really interesting character. Like when Bishop hit, man, Bishop was like everywhere. Like I remember the time that nostalgia. Like now I'm feeling this nostalgia, but Bishop was an interesting character. I mean, look at his look. Let me get this way. Hey, Bishop looks badass, people. Put this off to the side so I can put a proper bag in. Because this, let me hear that. Yeah, that's gotta go. I missed. All right. So then we have 283. So, and again, you know, this is so I gotta replace that. 284. What lies beyond the void? And we got 285. And 286. And, you know, when we're talking about interesting characters, I thought that when they made Angel, the Angel of Death, and his character improvement, they needed it, because when Angel first came out and all his mutant ability is to fly, and that was it. And, you know, yeah, you could give him like he's got a little bit above average agility and speed. But other than that, really what could he do? But for that team back then, yeah, it worked. So, in order to make him really interesting and relevant in these times, they gave him a makeover. And I gotta say, I really did like this makeover, making him a horseman of death and explaining how it happened because it was part of the aftermath of the Mutant Massacre. So, these stories on Angel, at least in this first arc, in the first series, like, X Factor and when he popped up in the X-Men, were good Archangel stories. Where today, I don't even know what to do with the character. Oh, I'm not gonna get on that rant. I seem to always get on that rant. 287 and 2 Must Fall. So I thought they missed out on an opportunity of kind of dragging this out a little bit longer. I would like to have known more about his two friends here, or not companions, but soldiers or whatever you want to call them, and they were only here for a few issues and then they're gone. So maybe they could have done a mini series with him at the time. I don't recall that they did, but I don't know. But either way, Bishop is an interesting character to collect. In the future, when the MCU and the X-Men appear, I have a really good feeling that they're going to do Bishop. Now, this cover, I don't know. I mean, I like it, but it just feels a little off. And yeah, leave it at that. But still. So a total of, I don't know, how many books is that? Joaquin's got to do quick math. So 8 books, right? Give or take. Yeah, so 8 books. And the first appearance of Bishop for like $30. If you want to collect certain keys, if you can, buy them in a lot. It's cheaper that way. I can look at it like I just paid $30 for the first appearance of Bishop, and all these are pretty much free. When you break it down, cost, it's like $3 a book, which is not bad. I don't see any of these other books really going up in price. Maybe another 10 years that they'll start, reaching maybe the $10 to $15 to $20 range per book, but it's going to be a while. It's only like the first appearance and the cameo that are really going to shoot up, and that's pretty much comic book collecting. You're gonna have like stretches of your run, like 20, 30 books, and then you're gonna have a book that's worth 100 to 500, maybe 1,000, depending on how far you go back, and even more depending on how long you've been collecting. So, collect your favorite runs, read what you enjoy reading. Don't feel obligated that you have to go buy 10 to 30 new books a week, because that's just crazy, especially now with the cost. And they're raising the prices. Now, they were raising the prices even before the pandemic and all the crazy things that went on. And everywhere else, inflation's pushing up the cost of everything. So don't be surprised if comic books start averaging $5 a book. And when that happens, what are you really going to pick and read? So leave a comment below if you agree with anything I said. What books do you collect? Are you still buying short little runs? And what minor keys are you getting? So with that, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Take care.